There are rumors going around on the internet and people saying that Gunther is the last opponent for John Cena at Saturday Night Main Event. It's not official by WWE. So all those fans don't know what they're talking about and pretty much are coming up with one of the worst predictions, pretty much worse than Cody Rhodes win the title for Gunther to retire John Cena. Now, why would you want Gunther to retire John Cena? Gunther sucks in that ring. He doesn't show up to work. You know, he's just horrible on that mic. He's not that big of a star, too charismatic to retire John Cena. Now, somebody like Seth Rollins or Roman Reigns can retire John Cena. Those are the two options. Feel me? Gunther doesn't show up to work. Why does he? What did he do to earn this award? He didn't earn and do nothing to earn this award. He's not retiring John Cena, and I don't care. I'm gonna say something. I'm just standing for it. He's not retiring John Cena. If he retired John Cena, it's gonna be the worst decisions in WWE history. Like really, what was this gonna be like? The part where Baron Corbin retires Kurt Angle and nothing happens with Baron Corbin? You just put him in a King Corbin situation. He gets beat up by The Rock, and you don't give him a world title shot. And Baron Corbin sucks. Number one, you feel me? You're gonna do the same thing with Gunther by retiring John Cena. Are you kidding me right now? Like really, who should retire John Cena is Seth Rollins. Now Seth Rollins turned back babyface, and he's not gonna do that. Now it just didn't make any sense because the vision was a waste of time. Literally, if we're like with Baron Corbin, if he would have retired Kurt Angle, you should have gave him a world title push. He should at least have main event pushes, main event feuds, go after Seth Rollins, which he did. He did. He got a world title shot after that, but he lost. He should have at least won it, but you still have him as the constable or corporation Corbin, which corporation Corbin sucked, in my opinion. You should have kept the one look and you should have kept his hair. But he was going bald, so it was understandable why they cut his hair. But what you could at least did was put him in like a fucking, like I said, you could still do the lone wolf gimmick with the bald head. It didn't matter. You could pull that off. You feel me? If you would have kept him in that gimmick, then yeah, give him a world title push. Yeah, you could do that. But with Gunther, he doesn't earn that, and he sucks. Gunther should have never been world champion. Gunther's one of the worst world champions in history. In order for Gunther to get better, he has to wrestle every week. And if you're not gonna wrestle every week or continue with these storylines and not showing up every week, you're not gonna be great. Nobody's gonna be interested in you. Nobody's gonna talk about Gunther. Nobody cares about Gunther, okay? Nobody cares about a fat dude with green hair and now he's skinny as shit. Now he's playing a Nazi character. That sucks. In my opinion, I don't know what else you can do with him. Especially if he's not here with WWE. John Cena retiring to Gunther. It's like, I don't know, it's like Hulk Hogan retiring to Doink the Clown or the Hurricane. And the Hurricane is a mid-carder. He's not a main offender. He's just good for the mid-card scene, you know? And people love the Hurricane. At least the Hurricane's better than Gunther. You feel me? Just think about what I'm saying here. Just think about what I'm saying here, bro. If this happens, bro, going on a riot. Because Triple H comes up with the most dumbest decisions. And he's going to have Cody Rhodes, Gunther, his favorite boys, to get awarded everything. Royal Rumble wins. Retiring legends. Now, can you imagine Gunther retiring John Cena and Goldberg at the same time? Like, dude, it's already bad enough you retired Goldberg. Literally, Goldberg. You feel me? But at least Gunther could wrestle in that match, right? I mean, at least Gunther's getting better. But let's be real. I'm not impressed with Gunther's in-ring. I really don't care. Like, really, the chops mean nothing to me. They belong to the Big Show. All that shit sucks. You feel me? At least Damian Priest could at least have that. Because he's more of a valid champion than Gunther. You know? Like, if you're going to be... Dude. Gunther should have came out the night after SummerSlam and go after Seth Rollins. You could have made it a heel versus heel match. That way, Gunther could get more matches and he has more recognition. He gets more respect and people will like him more. People will be more interested. People will wonder, well, next week, will he beat up Paul Heyman? Will he, I don't know, beat the shit out of Bronson Reed? We want to see shit like that after his match with Seth Rollins. You know, they could at least made it a match on Raw. And if he loses. At least he's going out there and fighting for his championship. Wanted to become a 3-time world champion. But no, Gunther has to take a vacation off because Triple H told him so. Triple H is paying him all this money not to show up to work. I bet so. That at least he has him and at least any money contract deal, right? And this is all TKO. This is all TKO's fault too. They probably put on an extra money raise for these contracts, right? So they don't have to show up every week. They don't have to do this and that, right? I don't know. Because nobody gives a fuck about these storylines. And Triple H has to stop having these people come and show up whenever the fuck they want. Even Tiffany Stratton. Tiffany Stratton does not wrestle every week. She doesn't wrestle every week. Literally, it's really sickening. And that's why people don't like them. That's why people are not interested. And I have to make these videos and tell you, you have to wrestle every week. Nobody's going to give you any respect. And nobody's going to be interested in you. You're just showing up there cutting promos. Can you imagine just showing up there cutting promos and not wrestling at all? You're just wrestling at PLEs and shit. You're just cutting promos and the whole storylines. You're just cutting promos. It's stupid. There's no fucking beef. There's no hitting somebody over. There's no fighting in the parking lot. Nothing. Nothing to build a storyline. And that's why Gunther does not deserve to retire John Cena. Because Gunther never shows up to work. Really. It'll be worse if Cody Rhodes were to retire John Cena. Think about what I'm saying here. If he retires John Cena, you just wasted John Cena's retirement tour. Like, it's better off you have him get beat up by Brock Lesnar. Because Brock Lesnar deserves to retire John Cena. Because Lesnar's still here. And even though he's part-time, so what? I don't really give a shit. As Lesnar could kick ass. Feel me? Gunther is not retiring John Cena. Like I said, if it happens, it's going to be the worst decisions. And it's just a better and a good example of why Triple H is not good in that creative room. That's why he's the worst booker of all time.